What's going on, good people? My name is William Alderman. I am down here back at the range after Tennessee TAC. And I don't even think I'm in focus. Oh, hi. That was crazy. So, gonna redo that whole intro because I was completely out of focus, and such is life. But, so, my name is William Alderman. It is May 16th. Yes, it is May still May 16th. I am going to be redoing my 100-yard dot game. Maybe I've earned enough trust from the viewers that they believe that I'm shooting my arrows. Not that it's anything to brag on right now. Because I personally was not a fan of the last results, but you know, when you are limited on time, you kind of post whatever you got recorded. But with that being said, I am going to be shooting at this little dot, and the goal is to get as many of them in there as possible. I will be shooting 4, 5, 6, 7 arrows. Without further delay, let's start working out there, and I'll give you guys some archery updates. Let's get it. I think I know how to work a camera. I guess it's just been a really long time because it feels like I cannot work this camera at all. But with all that being said, getting back from TAC, I did not record like anything. Obviously, there was a ton of rain, and to me, the priority was definitely time with my brother and my dad, and not to just be, oh, I want some content, so I'm gonna sacrifice this time. And so that's what I did. I focused on just having a good time with the family. We haven't been able to do that ever in my adult life. I think we've camped once before when we were kids, but none of us were outdoor people. We were very much some city boys, if you can say it that way. So, born in North Carolina, raised in Florida. Wasn't a lot of time to get out in the woods like that. So, I'm gonna get this camera set up. So I forgot to set my phone up. So we're just gonna pause that whole discussion, and I'm gonna go set my camera up on my phone, and then we'll move from there. Yeah. Good enough. Thumbs up. So, camera's finally set. Let me set this dial to 100 yards. I'll get back to story time in a second. After all that running, I feel nice and loose. So, let's get to flinging some carbon. First arrow of the day, actually. Smart or not smart, you let me know in the comments. But it's hitting the middle. Trusting the gear. All right, full send, 100 yards. I don't know where that just hit, but it felt pretty dang good. That was really right. I'm really curious. Oh, interesting. Let's go to 101. I'm hitting really low. And if you're wondering why I'm in back here at the start of summer in 100, no, I'm joking, it's not 100-degree weather, but in like 80 some odd degree weather, it's because of what you might be catching or picking up on my mic with all these mosquitoes. Like, I think I've said it before in a video, but sleeves and pants are the way to go. I'd much rather sweat than be smacking my arm all day and itching for the rest of the day because I went and got ate up by some mosquitoes. So that's why. And it's been raining a crap ton. I didn't even aim that. All right. Let's do better. Last 3. There we go. That felt like it was middle. Let's not mind that shot. It's not a good first group at all. Jeez. Got some things to work on. Round 2. I don't want to talk about anything until I get that better. But I can tell you that my mistake is definitely coming from my front hand, not anything else. Well, I'm sure there's many of other things that people will want to point out. But right now, the biggest issue for me is, geez Louise. The biggest issue for me right now is my front hand and high wristing rather than just letting my palm actually settle on my actual grip. So just need to lock it in and do better. That's why I'm hitting low. It's hitting right. Again. All right, I'm not touching. I'm not gonna touch anything, but I'm pretty sure my rail is jacked up in regards to my first axis. I'm pretty sure that's the rail, if I remember correctly. But either way, I'm pretty sure it's jacked up because I had to bump my sight crazy left when I was at TAC for the short ranges, and I knew I wasn't shooting anything at 100. And if I remember correctly, on my last time I was shooting at 100, I was trending right, which is why I bumped my sight over as far as I did. But I'm trying to see it, if it's me or if it's the bow. But right now, I really do think it's just how I have the sight set up. But that's neither here nor there because the group really isn't all that great. Definitely not the first group, so we'll see how this one keeps on grouping. Trying to let my mind relax and aim for the same spot, which is hard when you know you're missing because you want to like chase your arrow and whatever, but just trying to continue to aim at that middle dot. It's so annoying seeing my arrow go over there. Just feels like it just keeps on sailing and sailing to the right. That's round 2. So, based on that group, I'm definitely bumping my sight over. Now let's see how it flies. All right, and this is where fine tuning occurs, right? So super low, so annoying. That's my fault, but it's still right of the dot. So I am going to give it a few more clicks. a little left. So now I'm hitting left. So now I'm gonna bump it over 3 clicks, 4, whatever it was. And I think we're gonna be middle. I'm still trending low, but again, that I think is definitely more so me. Let's see how these last 5 fly. I'm not gonna touch the side again because I think that's enough tweaking with it. And now we're gonna try to group these. You guys know how that group looked, but for the sake of the video, I'm gonna change the angle. So as I said, changing the angle. Hopefully it's pretty good. Who knows? Honestly, the only reason why I like to keep the same angle, because it feels a little bit more like genuine, if you will. It's like, you know, I'm not like playing with cuts or shots, or it's actually the shot that I shoot at the target is the shot that I just made right here, because it is running on 2 different cameras. But I want it to look a little bit better and a little bit more interesting, especially for the longer form shooting videos. So maybe we'll start changing angles a little bit more. Maybe I've earned enough trust from the viewers that they believe that I'm shooting my arrows. Not that it's anything to brag on right now. But while the light is super bright on that target, I'm gonna talk about something in regards to TAC. So as I said earlier, going back to it after 3 groups in, or maybe I'll put this at the beginning and say that it was at the beginning, because that's the beauty of editing. But beyond the point, when it comes down to TAC, and this TAC and specifically, it was probably my favorite TAC that I've been a part of, not because it was everything smooth Jane, everything went as planned, but because of the people I went with. I think anything in life, when it's done with the right people, it can be the best time ever. And it's not like everything went smoothly. We actually got in a few arguments, me and my brother. But at the end of the day, the cool thing about it is the fact that as adults, we were able to, one, get unified, decide that we're meeting up over this weekend and actually made it happen. But then on top of that, it was around archery. So like all love all together. And so the cool thing to me is being able to actually stay in a tent, breathe each other's oxygen, listen to each other breathe, and trying to outshoot each other, because we like to talk a lot of crap. And my brother, just being a year in, shoots very well actually. And at the end of the day, us being able to combat and talk trash brings out a side of me that I usually don't get to bring out, because a lot of people don't interact the way me and my brother interact. Some people might think that we hate each other at times, but also understand the love that we have is like crazy off the wall. But then also my dad being able to be there and being able to talk with him, hang out with him, and just share our hearts about how life is going. I think we talk on the phone a good bit, but nothing at all beats time together. And with him being in Florida and my brother being all the way out in Nashville, about 2 hours away from me, it's kind of hard to get together. But especially with my dad, my brother I actually meet up with quite often, and we shoot here pretty often. But beyond the point, the time spent is awesome. Being able to be out in God's beautiful creation, walk in the woods, hiking, and just sweating together. Something about just doing those types of things with people kind of just tightens your bond that much more. And so if you ever get the chance, and you do get the chance to be out, and then you get to surround it with something you love, whether it be archery or dirt biking or just hiking. Like now walking, I'm not a big fan of just hiking for hiking's sake, but tying it with some archery, I'm definitely a big fan. And so do that with somebody you love. Get out and enjoy all of it. Enjoy life, because nobody's gonna do it for you. And you only get one of these to live, at least here on earth. So I'm gonna get to round 4. Let's send it. Oh, and I talked about being competitive. I guess at some point in this video, we'll talk about how we shot. I shot like trash, actually. I broke one arrow off of a branch, thought my arrow would clear. I probably should have got on my knees, but I didn't. And it clipped it, and that arrow was lost. And then I completely missed a 20-yard target. How, I still to this day have no idea. But your boy still pulled it out. Still got the dub. That's for you, Trip. No, but it was fun. Cannot wait to do indoor season with him. Wait for those updates because that's going to be pretty dope. To be able to be on the same team as my brother, us just making up some fun name and full sending it. So TSO, here we come. Everything is dropping, but the group is all right though. I guess at the end of the day, what's beautiful about TAC? Everybody knows that. Everybody's talking about it. Maybe we'll talk about some things that you should probably bring to TAC. But a lot of people make those videos. At the end of the day, I think it's all about having fun, doing the things that you actually enjoy, not because it's the new hobby on the market, but because it's what you actually want to be a part of. And when it comes down to TAC, this was definitely the best one. Reason being is because the people I was able to do it with, not because I had a bunch of people just running around and recording and doing all this, but because I genuinely was able to sit around inside of a tent with 3 grown men, including myself, and enjoyed some good old burgers, some good old Pop-Tarts, and just enjoyed good conversation. And then even on the trail, had some healthy competition, even when I was missing targets and doing BS that I did not expect, which will have a tally of all the points and all of that with me and my brother and all the crazy targets that we shot. But at the end of the day, shoot your shot, enjoy it. Even when you mess up, try to get out of your head, because some of us that do have that competitive little tick inside of us, we always want to do great and we want to be our best every step of the way, and our best being better than yesterday. But in reality, that's just not going to happen. And so it's how you respond, how you hit the reset button. And so being able to do that, doing that with my brother and my dad, priceless. And so I pray that all you guys that have siblings, even if it's just a sister, brother, cousin, whatever, I pray that y'all actually take those not for granted. I pray that you don't take them for granted. But yeah, go to TAC. Go do something you love. Go for a walk. Be healthy. Be happy. Let's see if we can sneak one more round in. All right, we're gonna click this down to 102 because all those are actually in line, but trending low. Nothing, one thing was in the dot and everything else was below. So, and again, that's because I am doing this to the bow. As I'm at full draw, it's not the bow, it's me. All right, last group. Hey, I can see this target a little bit better too. Left. Pretty good height though. That felt right. One eye or 2 eyes open. When I shoot this bow, 1-ish eye. I kind of squint my left. When I shoot my target bow with a lens, I shoot 2 eyes. Why? Well, because I don't get a very clear picture when I have both eyes open without the magnification, so I like to draw my focus in. And with the magnification, with me leaving my eyes, I can stay a little bit more relaxed and stay tall. If I close my eye, it almost draws me in just a little too much. So that's why with my hunting setup, it's 1.5 eyes. That's so interesting. I don't know what that little twitch is that happens every once in a while in my shot. It's not on purpose. And it's definitely not consistent. So I don't know. Don't judge me on that one. Well, that's all she wrote, fellas. Let's get out of here. So at the end of the day, definitely need to figure out my first axis. Just remember, the goal is to do what? That's right, be better. All right, fellas, be great, be better. See you on the next one.